Okay. What direction do we want to take this, or just as per usual?
I think as per usual, we'll say that we have a direction, and then it
And
just
then just
devolves
not.
into
Okay.
debauchery.
What is that again?
Welcome
Mommy
back.
Mimi?
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms. Mommy made me mash my M&Ms. Mommy
Welcome to
made
the
me mash
Eagle's
my
Nest.
M&Ms.
Welcome
Welcome.
to the Eagle's Nest. Welcome back to episode 3 of the Eagle's Nest. Jay, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. I didn't know that we'd last this long. 3 episodes. Let's
We did.
go.
Let's go. We didn't get canceled. Well, episode 2 hasn't been released yet by the
It
time
hasn't
we're
been released.
recording this. So,
That's where we talk about Mongolia.
oh yeah, Mongolia. Well, spoiler alert, Jay, we don't want to spoil it for them before it comes out.
Well, there. Oh my god.
Can you believe this, audience members? Can you believe this, and dear audio listeners? You know what Jay said to me? Wasting my precious time before getting on call to record. He said, "Oh, hold on, I have to go sell the legendary bear pelt in Red Dead Redemption 2." What a schmuck!
Because it's rare. Real redheads, deadheads, real deadheads would
S-
know
Somebody's got
that
something on his mind.
real deadheads would know that the legendary bear pelt, you have to return it immediately so that you can get like a cool bear like outfit or not out. You can get an outfit, but you can also get a cool hat, which like is like image right in front of me. That's what it looks like.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, we're giving the
More,
editors a hard time
more.
for this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Our
More
editor's gonna have such a blast. What are you pointing to now?
was it
Just describe it.
my dog right
I
now.
don't have a
A photo of
picture of
my
your dog. How
dog.
am I supposed to edit
Well,
that in?
you're gonna get one now. A dog. The link to the Patreon right
Oh my
here.
God. We do, yeah, guys. We have 2 tiers for the
Oh
Patreon.
God. My mom listened to this podcast. We can't say the top tier.
Well, we'll just say this. You have to become a Patreon member to find out what the second tier is.
Oh,
But we'll just say the one is $5 a month, and the next one's $50 a month. And Caden is already subscribed.
oh yeah, you
We're
know.
not we're not actually gonna make a Patreon. No.
Photo of Caden right here. No, yeah.
Yeah.
The QR code was actually to a Rick roll, so get pranked.
Yeah. Oh, you did what? I'm gonna have to put like 50 things in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, why don't you put like a GIF of a flaming like Smog the Dragon, and it's just gonna be like a picture of a middle finger, like. But yeah. How's your week been, Jay? How's life
It's
up
been
in?
it went by quickly because we had Monday off. So
How's the weather
Monday,
been?
the weather it got cold. Like to put in perspective how cold it got, the weekend before like we had the snowstorm, there was no this I was visiting the main lake and it wasn't frozen, and then I came back and it was frozen up to this lighthouse. Like
Oh,
other
so you
part that
walked
was
up
the
to the
main lake.
lighthouse?
No, I didn't. I walked
Because
halfway
okay,
there and then
go ahead.
you can hear the ice, like, you can hear the ice. It makes a really weird noise, and it's, like, it's sketchy, and I was walking out there with my boss, and my boss is like, "Yeah, no, we're fine." I mean, like, I'm not wearing anything, he's wearing a life jacket, so I'm like, "Yeah, you're fine, I'm screwed if the ice breaks."
Yeah, I remember what lighthouse you're talking about when I visited you. It's that one,
No, yeah,
like on the island, right?
yeah, it's on that weird, like, Long Island
Put a
thing.
picture of it right here. But dude, there were people. This was like a week ago, probably. But Frozen or Central Park got partly frozen over, so people were at the
Oh, that's
ponds at
cool.
Central Park. Oh my God, some of these tourists were just walking out onto like really thin parts of the ice. Like, bro, like I literally took a picture or like some sort of video, and it's like one part is like not frozen at all, and like geese are like swimming in it, and then you look immediately to your left, and it's just like, well, very nice. Come take the picture for my peoples in my country. Look at me
That
standing on New York ice.
that's sketchy, that's scary, like,
No, it was crazy.
I was walking on about I think 4 or 5 inches. I think I'm not like I'm a bio major, not a math major. So like it was even then I was like, oh, this is weird.
Mm.
But oh,
But yeah, I mean,
you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
I can though.
Root
You wanna know why?
root beer because you're in Montreal. Oh, you
Root beer.
got me. You got me.
So
You got
me
me
and Jay
good.
were having a dialogue earlier today, right? About we were gonna do a little joke for the podcast this episode.
Oh my god.
We were gonna be like, oh, look at us guys, we're sponsored by Soylent, but being in the two most liberal parts of the country, we failed to find Soylent. I went to Whole Foods. Jay, you went to some store apparently.
I went to Hannaford's and there's no Soylent.
There's
Like
no Soylent.
for the listeners, for listeners who don't know Soylent, it's like a meal replacement. It's so cool. Only the coolest YouTubers
Shut
like Ant
up.
Venom. Ant Venom uses Soylent. Put the Chad like the Giga Chad. That's exactly what like what he drinks. He drinks Soylent. Like only the coolest guys drink Soylent.
Yeah, just put a picture right here, editor. I hate myself. But no, we didn't find any Soylent. I actually found this root beer though. This was not bad price, especially for Whole Foods and New York. Guess how much this was?
Jeez, like $4.
That was $1.50. Yeah, in
Jeez,
a
in New
bottle.
York,
I don't know if they
crazy.
were like they needed to sell it or something, but it's actually really good. It's Maine root. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's
fire.
starting off the weekend well here.
Whoa, buddy, one at a time. Calm down, buddy. Oh,
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
let me see if I got anything in my. I don't have anything related to. I only have Pepsi in my refrigerator. Oh, and I have. This actually is a good segue or story time. I have in my refrigerator canned pineapple
What the
and
hell?
pineapple. So one of my over the summer, one of my coworkers, he would get like canned pineapple like this. It's only like $1, like if not less, and it's like these like circular things, and they're the perfect meal. Like you eat like the pineapple, and then you get
Meal?
all the pineapple juice. Yeah, it's a meal, and it's like it's what is it? It's like literally a meal in a can. It's
It's like
perfect.
cat
It's
food.
140. It's pineapple. It's
How
pineapple.
many grams of protein?
Um, 1 gram of protein.
Yeah, see, this is why Soylent, the perfect meal replacement.
This isn't Soylent, this is pineapple juice or sorry, chunk pineapple. Usually it's the circular ones, but, I accidentally got the wrong kind. I got chunk pineapple. My bad.
That's cool. How long has that been in there?
I got it Sunday
Okay, I was worried
because
for a second.
oh, no, sorry, I got it Friday because we had the snowstorms are coming in, so of course, being the guy that I was, I need to make sure that I was safe for the snowstorm. So I got 3 cans of pineapple chunks that hold me over for a weekend because you got Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. You're good.
You distribute it evenly?
Yeah, yeah, like 1
You
can
just
of
put the
1 yeah, 1
can
ca
back.
no, I had 3 of these. I ate
Oh,
one one night, I ate one the
oh,
next night, and I ate one the next night.
okay. I'll
No,
take
yeah,
your
it's
word for it, Jay.
good meal prep.
No, I
Too
don't
bad.
meal prep.
Yeah, this is my meal prep canned food.
Yeah. Well,
And
honestly, it
then
probably is better than Soylent. Soylent seems so weird. Like
I don't
it's
trust
just
it.
like some weird soy milk. I mean, no, but I mean Hank Ant Venom, he's a big
Soylent
fan of it.
user.
So I love that video. Hey
For
guys,
for for listeners who don't know, please look up the Ant Venom Soylent ad. It is beautiful.
yeah, here's the QR code, and no, it's just another Rickroll. But
Well,
but
they
yeah,
won't know that until they inspect it. They
what
look
do
up the QR code.
what do we think about other vegan type products? What do you think about vegans?
I've seen some vegan leather, and it just looks weird. Like I don't
Tell me
really
about
trust
that.
it.
What
Like
is vegan leather?
I don't even know, like, I just saw a guy was like he was, like, trying to pull off vegan leather, and he did it well, but, like, the it just looked weird, it looked too glossy. I know there is people make leather out of kombucha, like the SCOBY. That's really cool because you can do that at home. I think that's really cool, but, like, vegan leather, I'm not too sure what it's made out of. I don't wanna diss on it, but I think, like, general leathers, like, it's hard to like, I have actual leather products, and it's like, if I found a good replacement, I would see about it, but it just looks weird from the stuff that I've seen, it looks weird, but at the same time, I haven't been out going out of my way looking for vegan leather.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about these vegan products is you have to look about at how it's sourced and how it's made. Like at least you
Yeah.
know with the cow, it's like okay, it's from the cow, right? As sad as it dies. You know, it's not like being made by like the Need factory where it's like splish splash splish splash. Like let's put the smog in the sky. But yeah, if it's made like if it's sourced ethically and made environmentally friendly, then totally sounds great. I
What,
was
wait, listeners, if I can find it, I have a man, let me see if I can find it,
he's on the
listeners.
hunt.
Shoot, oh no, I have it with me.
Oh, do you
I
have
have it.
AirPods in?
Yes, can the
Oh, that's why
listeners
we
still
can hear
hear
you.
me?
We can still
Oh,
hear you.
perfect. So this is my Boy Scout, Eagle
Ah,
Scout reference
I
to
got
the
a little
Eagle
worried for
Pod.
a second.
This is my Eagle Scout Philmont Cimarron, New Mexico
Oh,
leather belt.
damn.
And one really cool thing that not a lot of people know is that Cimarron, or it's so Philmont is located in Cimarron, New Mexico, as seen by here. But they have so I forget who it was. There was like an oil tycoon millionaire who donated all this land to scouts, and he's like, okay, you guys can have all this land and have it open so everyone can enjoy like the nature and the beauty of it, but you need to have an active ranch, like cattle ranch going on. Like they need to take care of cattle there. So they still have it to this day. They still have a cattle ranch. And this is some of the leather from it. This is
That's
a
super
leather,
cool.
genuine leather belt, like made there. I'm maybe made there. Who knows? I believe it is. Super cool belt. One of my favorites. I wore it to a job interview because it's a cool conversation starter. I got a belt buckle there as well. This is Philmont Scout Ranch belt buckle. It has the US flag as well as the New Mexico state flag. Very
That's
cool.
awesome,
And
bro.
then yeah, it has the rock like in the middle is the rock that I hiked up on my 7-day trek adventure there.
Oh, you did
Very cool
the
place.
100 miles,
Yes, I did. I can't remember. No, I did the 50 miles. So I was
50
only there
miles.
for a week. So it was like if you can either be there for 1 week and do like 50 miles ish, and or you can be there for 2 weeks and do 100 miles. And the group before me, like the group like I think 4 years before did it the 100 mile one. I only did the half one, but it was still a lot of fun. That was
That's
such a
super
cool trip.
cool. Yeah, Philmont is such a cool thing. When you think New Mexico, you think well, first you think Breaking Bad,
Breaking
but
Bad.
second you think like, oh, it's this random like desert, like there's nothing there. But no, it's sick. It's in the mountains. Like, um, it's so much. It is the biggest scout-owned property, right? I
I
believe so.
believe
Either
yes,
that
it
or
is.
Minnesota, right?
I've no, is Minnesota is I believe that's one
That's
of the big
northern
threes,
tier.
right? Yeah. For those who don't know, the big three, it's not like Drake Kendrick and
Well, technically it's four.
the other guy. What's
Yeah.
the fourth one?
So you have West Virginia, you have Seabase, you have Philmont, and you have Northern Tier. So these
I've
are
been
these camps we're talking about, these four camps, they are called high adventure scout camps. So there's scout summer camps and there's high adventure camps, right? So each one specializes in giving you a kind of specific high adventure-esque like week, right? So Philmont, it's in the desert in the mountains in New Mexico, and that is focused on doing a huge backpacking trek. Northern Tier, it's in Minnesota. They have two different things. They have a summer program and they have a winter program, right? So the summer one is like portaging your canoe. Word of the week, or actually, we'll get into that segment in a second. But that is a good word to know, portage. It's French for pick up your canoe and bring it to the next body of water. or
Is that an
whatever.
actual is that the word for word translation?
Sure, why not? But anyways, when you portage your canoe, you basically, you know, lakes, they connect via rivers, but sometimes the streams are just way too small to take a canoe down. So you get out of the water, pick up your canoe, carry it however far you need to go to the next lake, right? So that's portaging. In the winter, they do dog sledding, right? Like winter camping, building igloos, stuff like that. West Virginia, that is basically, so the camp is called Summit, right? That is basically like the epicenter for a lot of scouting activity, because it's really close to like headquarters in DC and stuff. But basically, what it is they have like a huge zip line climbing course. They have actually like a skate park there. They hold
Oh,
like
cool.
Jamboree, which is a big scouting event. It's like the scouting world fair almost, I guess. But anyways,
Like Comic-Con for scouting.
yeah, comic, I guess. Yeah. Comic-Con for scouts. You just meet people from all around the country. I've never been to one. I've never been to a high adventure camp. I mean, it's not like it's out of grasp for me now that an adult. I can still go as like a leader or as a venturer scout, which is something different. That's like for until you turn 21, you can still participate as a venture scout. And then the final the final of the four high adventure bases is Florida Sea Base, which Jay, you've also been to that one, right?
Yep, I've been to 2 of the 4. I've been to, yeah, Cimarron, New Mexico, Philmont, and then Florida Sea Base, which is located in the Keys, Key West, Florida. Very cool place. I actually did it during COVID, like, right after COVID, so it was a little different, but it was phenomenal. I love that place. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean it's super cool. What Florida Sea Base is, the activity that you do there, you spend a week either on an island or on a boat. Which one did you do, Jay?
So we were originally scheduled for the island when we were supposed to basically get on a boat and island hop from island to island, like
Mm.
camping out and then getting on the boat sailing. But sadly, because of COVID, like they weren't allowed to do that. So
Oh,
instead,
really?
we were at a beach, and then this. So we were supposed to be allowed to do it, and at the last minute, they're like, "Wait, what? Never mind. You sorry guys, you can't do it." But our like guide who was there, phenomenal dude. I wish I remembered his name. Like such a cool guy. He basically planned an itinerary for every single day we were there, and we just stayed in, like, these little cabana things, and some of them we'd do, like, night snorkeling or fit or shark fishing, or
That's
we'd
cool.
take a boat and sail. Like, he did a phenomenal job at keeping us basically having to completely 180 pivot from already pre-planned adventure to, "Hey, you gotta figure this out." So he did an excellent job with that, and I had a
Power of
lot of
adapting, improvising. That's the man right
mhm.
there. That's super cool. Yeah. Usually what happens though, sorry to hear about your case, Jay, is you either spend like a week on an island, like learning how to fish and build your own shelter and stuff like that, or you spend a week on a boat, like Jay was saying, like hopping around from island to island, learning how to work on a boat. And keep in mind, all of these high adventure camps, I think you only need to be what, 13 or 14, like limit age to
I know there is an age cutoff, so it's like you can join scouts at like 13, whatever, but then there's an age cutoff since like these are more like there is more risk involved, but it's still I always felt safe. Like I think the only time like in New Mexico there were occasionally flash flood warnings or like thunderstorms. Being from Southern California, we don't really it depends on where you are, but where we were from, we weren't used to those.
yeah,
But
I
I mean,
mean,
we never
San
really had
Diego and extreme weather, they don't go together like ever.
yeah.
Like it's actually paradise. I miss it. Oh no,
No, the
the
snow
cold here is
cool.
killing me, and it must be killing you more than me, but
I think today was the first day in, like, 2 weeks that it finally got above, like, freezing point of water, 36 degrees.
wow. It's like a
No,
sauna
but
up
it
there.
was no, yeah, there was a ton of snow. I went to the skate park, Andy A. Dog skate park, and, like, the bowls that, like, people, like, jump in, but some of them were just filled completely with snow. Like, I was able to jump into them and, like, safe from snow. Like, there's an insane amount of snow
Wow.
everywhere.
And it wasn't like icy, like you could actually like use it?
No, yeah, it was, I mean, it was yeah, you could use it. I mean, it was really fluffy, so it was like once you jumped it, like, it would I mean, but there's enough to catch you. You wouldn't hit the ground immediately.
Hmm. That's cool, bro. That's super cool. Yeah, and the kite skiing, you went again today or?
No, so I went, so the reason why I was at the skate park was my friend has these things called, like, trick skis.
Oh,
I've been
like
telling
the
everyone
yeah,
this,
the
but
really short ones. That's what you were doing.
yeah, whoever invented those is a genius. He basically got little kid skis and made them for adults, but charged more for them. That dude's a genius, or a girl, I don't discriminate, but whoever
Come,
it
come
was a
on, come
genius.
on.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just kidding. There's
But,
actually people here in New York that are like that. Like,
oh,
like there's
that's
some
crazy.
people that are just like, come on, it was a tune, man. Like, yeah, way to go. Yeah, and your
Okay,
dad
Tony
gave birth to you,
Soprano.
man. Like,
So they're, and it's really cool because 'cause they're adaptable. Like, my friend had, like, a smaller foot size, but, like, it's made that so that anyone with ski boots can, like, hook them on. And so we were doing some of the ramps or the jumps that, like, skateboarders would be doing in the summer or the spring. So that was really like, being able to go to a skate park, and that's not what they're meant for, like, there's actual ski parks, but I was like, "Hey, let's just take that, that'd be awesome." And so I did that, and then for I've also been kite, skiing, which we'll just put a video up here. That's where you have a giant kite, like, in the air, like, like Mary Poppins, like, flying a kite. You have a handlebar, and you control what direction you go with the kite, and you can go really fast. I never got that fast, like, I'm not that good with it, but it's a lot of fun. Like, you're on a frozen lake while doing it. It's like the coolest thing ever,
that's super cool, man.
and
That's
no, yeah.
crazy. I like I didn't even know that was a thing, and when I found out that you'd been doing that, I'm just like, bro, like that's insane. You're a beast, Jay. You're a beast, man.
I literally am.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. I only found out about it because my boss, so at the place that I was working, they had some leftover kites that were just defunct or out of use, and he called me one day, he's like, "Hey, do you wanna, like, go kite skiing?" And I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's this." So I went and met him out on a lake, like, frozen lake bed, and we tried testing it, getting it set up, like, fixing everything. Kites, like, have, normal kites, how it's, like, 1 string wire?
Yeah.
I think there's like for us, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 wires going,
Because
and if
because
they
one
tangle up, you
string
have
would
to,
be
like,
way
untangle
too
them.
be way too like unstable.
No, yeah, 4 4 strings. It's like 2 in the middle, which help control the inside, and then 2 on the outside. But, like, it's a lot of fun. I have a small one. I'm using a small, like, foil kite, which for those who don't know, it's like the wind goes into it and inflates it. Like, and it rises up, and then there's some where you need to pump them, and then that's how they inflate by pumping, versus this one where it's just they need strong enough wind,
Damn.
which is it's just crazy,
That's sick, man.
bonkers.
Would you ever do windsurfing?
When I actually have done that before. I have
Really?
my windsurfing not my windsurfing merit badge, my windsurfing patch,
That's a thing?
which yeah, so, at
Is it
Camp
like
PSI, which is my favorite camp.
oh my God. They have windsurfing there?
Yeah, so, wait, are you thinking like the kite in the sky, or are you thinking the board where you
Thing in
stand
the
on with the
board.
sail?
That's
Yeah,
windsurfing, right?
so
Yeah.
yeah, windsurfing's where you have, like, a board, like a paddle board you stand on with a sail. I was okay with it, like, I could go one direction, I could
One
turn, like,
Direction?
tack. Oh my gosh. But, I was never too good with it, but now they have something called a kite, like a hand kite, where it's basically like the kite in the sky, but it's portable, where you have 2 hands, and it flies in the sky, and it's I mean, like, you hold on to it, like it's weird, it's funky. I'll have a photo right here of it,
God.
and
Yeah,
oh
there,
gosh,
there it
it's
is.
gonna take, like,
There it
2 or
is.
3 weeks, but no, it's really cool, like, how far the sports come, or in general, aquatic sports.
That's no, that's sick, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be up for windsurfing. I feel like that'd be really hard. But I guess
No,
once you
it
get like up and like going, that's really the gist of it. It's like anything. It's like the first step is the hardest, pretty much, right?
no, yeah.
But yeah,
I
that's cool.
actually Like my dad knew a pro windsurfer at one point who he now owns his own scuba and dive shop. Crazy dad lore.
Dude,
Like
that's
insane.
that is super cool. In San Diego?
No, yeah. Yeah, he's in yeah, he has a shop in San Diego. Super cool dude, like really nice. I just can't remember. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Well,
I don't think
don't
I want to name drop
maybe
him.
it's better if you
Yeah,
don't say it.
no, no, I just remembered his name. I'm not gonna name drop him.
Yeah. But no, that's cool, dude. Let's see. What is Oh, you know what? Let's do our new segment to the podcast. Jay, you know what? I would windsurf. There's just one thing holding me back. My
What is
lumbago.
it?
My lumbago, Jay. Word of the week. Would you care to explain to us what lumbago is?
So word of the week, or I'll explain word of the week. So every week we
Okay.
have a word, and that's a
Uh-huh.
word that you can think on, ponder, chew it up, spit it out. The word of the week is lumbago, which is a lower back pain condition that is most infamous for its tragic messing with our beloved protagonist uncle in Red Dead
The
Redemption 2.
protagonist.
The
The
protagonist.
protagonist.
He is he is probably the fastest gunslinger in the West, but he has to deal with like his time on Earth, like how Red Dead Redemption's amazing the way that's able to take in time, or it's able to like these reflections of humanity. We have Uncle, one of the most powerful, famous gunslingers in the West,
And they had
yet
to nerf him. They had to
they
nerf him.
can't. Yeah, he can't escape his own humanity, his own like he's not a god, he's not perfect. And
But he is.
one of those instances is Lumbago. He could solo the entire like United States government, but lumbago is what's holding him back. It's terrible disease.
Awful.
Messes with your back.
I mean, whenever he goes over to Arthur, right?
Mhm.
It's not like he's trying to annoy him. It's a plea to help him. Help always. It's that lumbago,
Yeah.
man. Just if only we knew. We only would be then more grateful. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think your real life honor rating is, Jay? Are you a high honor
Um,
individual?
I'd say like yeah, I'd say I'm more on the higher honor end. I don't steal money from blind people. I don't like rob people. So like I mean, I don't say mean things to people. I try not to.
Yeah.
So like I'd say like I'm not perfect honor. I'm not perfect. I ain't no Arthur Morgan, but
Oh,
I'm at least a Jay Sullivan.
and that's all you can be. I think
What
you're
about
pretty high
you?
honor. I like
Oh,
to
thank
think I'm
you.
of higher honor. I mean,
No, I think you're high
uh,
honor.
maybe not as high honor as you. We'll see how my honor keeps up
Oh,
as I get more and more into Wall Street. So I went to an event this week called Wednesday on Wall Street. And I won't say the name of the company that I went and learned about, but it was a fintech company. So that fintech, for those that don't know, it's like finance technology. I won't talk about it too much because it's kind of boring. But Jay, when was the last time that you made a tap to pay like payment with your phone or your credit card?
um, I think it was when I bought the pineapple juice. So Friday, last Friday.
Okay, but you use it pretty frequently, right? Like when you go to
Yeah.
pay for something, you're not usually paying in cash, right?
No, yeah.
For the most part.
I almost
Who
never pay.
facilitates that payment?
The FDIC.
No, FDIC is with banks, but
Like,
who facilitates the payment is these companies, these third party companies like the one that I went to on Wednesday. They're the ones that facilitate the payment, making sure that when you tap to pay, it goes through their system, going to the business from the consumer and wherever their finances are held, right? And it happens instantly to where like you don't even realize it, right? But that's the service they provide. And so let's just say you go to a bodega, you get a bacon, egg, and cheese for like, okay, this is very New York.
get me a bodega the Aki way.
You
One
go to a
false.
bodega. Actually, I don't know what the price of a bacon, egg, and cheese is anymore because of eggs prices, but let's just say chopped cheese, right? Usually you can get one for like $8, $7, right? When you spend that $8, right? I'd say in that transaction, the business has to probably pay what, like 2 or 3 cents off of that to whatever program they use to do like tap to pay, right? To the business, it really doesn't cost much, right? Because it ends up being a huge bargain for them because who is going to pay solely in cash in this modern day and also at a college campus? Like nobody, right? So I mean, to them, it's such a bargain. And when you have millions of these transactions daily, like let's just say there's like 100,000 bacon, egg, and cheeses being sold in New York or something like that, like a day. And then this one company, all they have to do is just help facilitate the payment from happening. They make a lot of money, right? It's not just bacon, egg, and cheeses. Every single purchase you make with TapsPay. Anyways, that's the that was my finance frenzy of the week.
Oh, a new topic. No, that's really cool. Like, I was thinking like, oh, I always did wonder, oh, like I'm tapping to pay. I wonder how that works. And it's
Hmm.
crazy, like that amount of things have to go. The money needs to go from you through this third party to, or from your bank, whatever, through this third party to the other company, whatever, to their bank immediately, like a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
No, it was a cool company to learn more about. Most of the people working there, like, well, not most, but the guys that we met actually were ex-Secret Service, which was kind of
Oh,
cool.
that's really
So
cool.
like they know a lot about like technology and stuff and like analytics and cybersecurity. Um, but no, it was cool. I mean, I was the only undergrad there, let alone a freshman. So they were just
Oh,
like,
that's smart.
they were like, freshman, you're ahead of the game, bro. What's up, bro? Yeah.
Did any of them offer you free cocaine?
Not yet. You have to be
I
21.
bet. Oh, that's probably like, yeah,
I'm just
sophomore
kidding.
year-ish.
But
Sophomore year-ish.
quick side note with being a finance major, I feel like I really am like a black sheep among the finance majors because like I went to a couple like finance like meetings and it's like I think I'm the only like liberal finance major. Not
You gotta have a
not to
humanity.
bring politics into it, but my stances tend to be more liberal leaning, right? But I'm fine with putting that out there. I don't really care. I'd honestly argue that the majority of my friends have opposite political views as me, but we're all people. Just because someone has a different opinion from you doesn't mean you shouldn't be friends with them, right? Like I'm not really big gooner, but my friend Jay, I'm able to put our differences aside and go on the podcast.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is America in 2025. We don't put our differences aside.
Yeah. But but no, I mean just going to like some meetings, it's just hilarious because I went to like this club meeting for like actually I'm not gonna talk about it because it's too many like I guess personal details. But
It's fair.
basically just to sum it up, it's like when we were talking about like investing and stuff, I was one of the very few people that picked to invest ethically
Are you
and
trying to make money?
and not
What's
for
wrong with
corporate
you?
greed. Yeah, what's wrong with you? But
10 million into BlackRock,
yeah,
in the Raytheon,
dude,
and $30 in the Tesla.
here's the plan. Become CEO of BlackRock or Vanguard or something and just break it down from the inside, right? But only after I've been there for 30 years. Just to let you know, it takes 30 years to get all that intel. I need to make sure how the payroll system works. So,
Just pass an executive order.
my name is Ian P. Kennedy, and I am the new president of BlackRock. Yeah, that wasn't
That was a
funny.
good that was a good Richard Nixon impression.
No, I was doing JFK.
No, I know. I was being ironic.
God,
Post
dude,
post
the
irony.
rage bait is not cool, man. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a very interesting dichotomy and in the finance major world. But tell me about biology. How's the
Bio?
what's a bio fact of the week?
Biofact. There's a lot of people who do it because they love the environment and they want to help it. And there's also a lot of people who want to do it because of medical and they get paid a lot.
Yeah, be
It's
doctors.
like it's kind of crazy. Like I know like there's some like bio like you're paying all this money for college for a bio degree that like
Oh,
You
but
barely get paid anything versus there's some bio like you take extra school and you get paid a ridiculous amount.
yeah, I mean, and we need
Like
doctors. We're in a shortage of doctors. So it's not a thing out of greed, I would say. Like we need doctors. We don't need no,
no,
more
yeah.
like neurosurgeons. We need more like general practitioners, like pediatricians, like stuff like
Well,
that.
that's the thing is that I've talked to multiple people who are going pre-med. There are a decent amount that I know that are like, yeah, I want to do it because I want to help people. But there's also like, I don't want to be cynical, but like a lot of people that I talk to, they're like, yeah, I want to become a brain neurologist specializing in bone arrhythmia because they get paid like $1.2 million a year, and it's
Yeah.
like oh, like I can see that, but like I wouldn't want to go to college for like what is it 20 years to do that.
No,
Like,
it takes a
because I
lot of
don't know, like,
time.
if I don't have joy in it, then I'm not gonna do it.
It takes a lot of time. I talked to you about this, of course, a while ago, but I seriously considered becoming switching my whole path to try and become a pediatrician. That's something that honestly was something for a while I was really thinking about, but it's just the commitment to the schooling. I mean, to me,
The
that's
schooling is
just
crazy.
I can't do that, man. I have so much respect for the people that do, but you do your undergrad. It's Caden.
Caden sighting. For those of you who don't know, Caden is my roommate, and he's literally awesome. He's
Caden,
letting me use the
Caden,
film studio, AKA our dorm. Caden, you gotta do the hard thing for
do
Ian.
the hard.
Let's go, let's go. Yes.
Should we have him
And
on
then
as a guest
Caden
sometime?
comes wait, yes, Caden, come here. Didn't you subscribe to tier 2 of our Patreon? Yeah, guys, remember to subscribe.
We can't
Oh,
hear
yeah,
him.
no, we
Yeah.
can oh, he's he said he's a big Eagles Nest enthusiast, and he needs higher tiers so he can spend more of his money.
Sounds good. Well, t
Ian says it sounds good.
well,
He's gotta go.
tell him the next tier is
Oh,
something that he won't expect.
that's different.
Jay, tell
The
him
next
tier
tier is
three.
something you won't expect. Tier 3, yeah. So Caden, for those of you who don't know, ran in here, got some Peppa Pig Band-Aids because one of our friends split their chin open.
Oh, shoot.
Yes.
Are they all right?
So even though we're talking I think they're fine. I mean, Caden's really good with first aid. We're talking about what being doctors or whatever, and then he gets his chin split open, it's like,
Wow.
the podcast continues.
Well, now we should just start talking about winning the lottery. But
Oh my god. I think my favorite, like, degenerate thing to do is, sometimes, like, on the weekends, my friends and I will like, there's right next door, there's like a little marketplace, like a quick stop that sells scratchies. So we'll just buy scratchies in the morning and be like, "Oh, let's go
dude,
scratching." No,
no, that's
I only get the dollar ones, and I don't like it because I've never once won. One of my friends, she won. She immediately bought more scratchies and lost the money. So don't
here's an
ever do
interest.
scratchies.
Here's an interesting fact. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Here's another finance fact, right?
Let's hear it.
When you buy a lottery ticket, right, with all the possible outcomes, the expected return for spending $1 is 19 cents. Every single time you can, as long as you do it enough times, right? Let's just say you buy 1,000 lottery tickets, each of them $1. From each one, you're only gonna be expected to get 19 cents back off of it. Meanwhile, in games such as blackjack and roulette, you're you're expected to win 48% of the time.
Oh, the
Pretty
same thing with
close.
roulette.
Pretty close to 50-50.
Roulette, one of my favorite games. That game, so it would be 50-50 for the if you were just to choose red and the black. But the
But
reason why they have the green isn't a green zero is so that it's just a little bit lower. So it's like even though it's only like 1 or 2%, in the long run for these casinos, 1 or 2% is a huge amount.
and this is called, on the technical term, it's called the law of large numbers, right? That's why casinos make
Hmm.
money because of the amount of people playing. When people win in a casino, it's a good thing. Like they give them like, oh yeah, let's give you a sweet. Come on, here's some free food. Come and just keep playing, just keep staying and playing, right? Because they know the longer that someone plays, the more likely they are to just lose, right? Casinos, like if we set up like a roulette table in our basement or something, right? If me and you, Jay, set up a illegal gambling ring, right?
Yeah.
And only had like five people come, like the possibility of us making money, sure, that's fine, but it's only 52% in our favor, right? Let's just say that two of these people end up winning, like kind of big, like in roulette, then we're out money, right? The
Yeah.
casinos only work because of the quantity of people there. Like when we went to Montreal and went to the casino, like the amount of old people there. If it was just one old guy, like at the roulette table, like the angry old guy who was like,
Oh
"Who
God,
is this kid?" Celebrating his
that's such a
his
good
$5
story.
win on on
You gotta
roulette.
tell that story right now. The Montreal roulette table. Oh, that was such
That was
so
awesome,
stupid.
man. So, all right, here's a little story. Back over Veterans Day weekends, I decided to give my good old friend Jay here a visit up in Vermont because I've never been to Vermont, and I was like, you know what, I'm a northeasterner now, so I might as well get out there in the world. So went up to Vermont, which the cheapest way to get to Vermont if you don't own a car is by flying, not using the
It's
train.
ridiculous.
It's crazy cheap. Like round trip for me, it was like $200, like 100 there, 100 back.
Jeez,
Yeah. And
that's
I stay
nuts.
with Jay for free. Uh, we had very nice dinner dates. Um, we'll talk about Montreal in a sec, but I
Oh,
think one of my
what about this?
favorite moments was when me and Jay went to this Indian restaurant.
Yes, I was right about to say the Indian restaurant.
We went
The
we went to the
was
Indian
it the show,
restaurant.
the meal and
Yeah,
show?
yeah, meal and a show. You know what? Here, I'll play the clip right now. A meal and a show. But it
What about
was
the
there
people?
was a
People on the
table in the corner of the restaurant where it was two seats on one side of a table and it was facing a wall with a fish tank with one fish in it.
a very fat fish.
So you could just imagine what you're supposed to like take a girl here on a date and it's like, "Oh, we have the best seats in the house, dear." Take a look at the fish. Remember when we put our napkins
Yeah,
in our shirts at the fork and knife? That waitress must have thought we were like on meth or something. Like fork and knife, not a phone in sight. Not a phone in sight. We were just living in the moment, man. Just
I think that fish is still there.
watching that fish intently. Is he still there? I hope he is. He
Yeah,
was
he's
a
still there. I know.
big
I
boy.
can send you a photo. Yeah,
He's a
he's a
big
big boy.
boy. He has that whole tank to himself.
Oh yeah.
That food was really good though. Have you been back since we went?
No, I haven't. It's just I just don't eat a lot of Indian spices, so when I do, my stomach gets messed up.
Yeah, and
But
I
it is
mean,
I need to
eating
get
out as a
some.
college student is like not really the ideal.
No. And since I have the unlimited, like my college, we have unlimited meal swipes. So it's like even
Yeah,
though it's not good food, it's
it's
quantity over
free.
quality. Yeah, it's
Well,
free.
not
So like
free, but you already paid for it. So
I'd rather have like a quote unquote free meal instead of having, I mean, once in a while, like every 3 months or so, I'll go out and eat. But
yeah,
I usually just stick to the dorm food unless I get like sometimes I'll like crash out and be like, I can't handle it. And then I'll go and get like Domino's pizza.
no, same here. Freshman. Just give some context. I'm a freshman, Jay's a sophomore, but freshman there, if you're dorming here, you're required to get the first year meal plan, right? But I go out every so often, get a New York slice. Uh,
A chopped cheese, the Aki way.
I really am not a chopped cheese eater. If I go to get food from a bodega, I'm getting halal food, like chicken over rice, lamb over rice.
Mhm.
It's
Oh, those
really
sound
good,
good.
a
I
lot
love
more
that.
filling. Um, Good stuff. And yeah, I'll do a chicken Nando's. No, I don't think there's a Nando's here in New York, but I think they're just in the UK, right?
Uh,
But if
who
anywhere,
knows?
there'd be one in New York, but no, an occasional chicken tikka. Chicken tikka. But yeah.
No, but
Last
back to
meal, Jay.
Montreal. Well, back to
Oh, yeah.
Montreal. You
No,
gotta finish
okay,
the
my
Montreal
bad.
story.
Dude, I keep going on team. I keep
It's
like my
fine.
mind's it's just
Your
constant.
mind's like,
But Montreal. So yeah, so I was there for 3 days. 3 days, right?
yeah, 3 days.
Well, technically four. I flew in Friday night, right? And then I left Monday morning.
Yeah.
But right, so it's there for like 3 days. So on Sunday we went to good old Canada, our neighbors up north. Went to Montreal. And for those that don't know, Montreal is in the province of Quebec, which is the only French-speaking province in Canada, right? But they speak French, like a lot of French. And they're called Quebecois. They're not Quebecese, but they're called Quebecois people. They are very interesting. No, I'm that's mean. They seemed really nice. When we went to one of the malls in Montreal and went to the A&W there, which is a pretty big thing in Canada, A&W. They do have them out in like Nevada and stuff. Um, but it's like the root beer and they have burgers and stuff. But no, all the people there were really nice, it seems. It's just going to
Oh
the
yeah.
casino is
The
is where you meet some
casino's a
interesting
180
people. Whole
scum of
180.
the earth.
It's the casinos in Canada, that's where they suck up all the not nice Canadians.
The hatred and the vile.
I mean, that's why they're all so nice. They just let it all lease at the casino. But
No, but the old Asian guys at the
at the
roulette
roulette
table were
table,
they were hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious because the one guy was thought I was hilarious, and the other guy just thought I was like the most annoying person ever. I wonder, they must have knew we were American. Either that or we
Oh,
were
a
from
hundred,
like
a hundred
Alberta or
percent. They knew
something.
we were. No, they 100% knew we were American. They're like, these guys are
I could
fucking
see
stupid.
them thinking that we were from like Saskatchewan or something.
But
Like,
what type of? I remember they had like the most interesting accent. It was like a mix between Asian Canadian accent. I
so I
remember
think they
that,
were
and I was like,
speaking Cantonese. At least that's what it seems like to me.
hmm
Then again, I don't speak Cantonese, right? So, but it's just really, I've never like met someone who had like a Cantonese accent and was speaking French. And I don't know, that to me just like it seems a little bit not otherworldly, but it was just like, oh, this is really interesting. Like I've never met someone like this, but he had like a Cantonese French accent, speaking English, telling me, "What do you think you're doing?"
yeah. So the
Yeah.
story, we show up to the roulette table.
Dude, I made
We don't
such
know
a
what to
rookie
do.
mistake. I was trying to hand the Monopoly money straight to the dealer.
He's like, you can't touch it. I can't
Yeah, you
touch it. You have
can't
to
touch
place
it.
it on there.
I was
So
like,
he places it
oh,
on the wrong spot.
yeah,
He
that
ends up
too.
winning it. They call in the boss. The boss is then like, yeah, it was
No,
only five
okay,
dollars or whatever.
liar. All right.
What?
They did
Okay,
not
you
call
fact
in
check
the
Jamie. Fact
boss.
check me. Fact check me.
Fact check, Jamie. But no, so I put my five Monopoly dollars on the table, um, just because, we don't want to actually like gamble like hundreds of dollars, right? What was it? I got 50 Canadian that I was like, you know what? I'm down to lose this. It's like 40 bucks US, right? Never been to a casino before. That was the first time I went. So, because in Canada you only need to be 18. Meanwhile, it's 21 in the US, right? And
hmm
so in
Well,
Canada,
actually,
well, actually, it depends on
on
what
some
game, right?
on some Native American reservations, you will. I believe it's up to their discretion. It's but you usually it's 18, but occasionally it'll be 21 if they're serving alcohol because they just don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
But I know some of my friends have gambled on um like different. I know in San Diego there's why am I forgetting
Oh,
what it's called?
Viejos.
I think so. Yeah, the casino there is 18.
Yeah. Probably just
Yeah,
one
they're on the
section of it.
reservation.
Like,
Yeah. No.
but I don't think you can play blackjack unless you're 21. But anyways, going back to Montreal, right? We were at the Montreal casino. Put my $5 down, which actually, hold on, Jay. Are you ready? I still have
Yeah.
some
You still
souvenirs
have it?
from the trip. Yeah. I wonder if there will get to a point where I know, but I took some souvenirs of the money, so I think this is around like 20 bucks US. But
Hmm.
here's the five. This is cool, and the
Yeah,
money feels really, really nice. Like it feels nice to hold. It's like transparent. Blah blah blah. Oh, do you have some too?
I just have a
Oh, very
Costa
nice.
Rican. This was
Dude,
from when I
that's they
visited
got a
Costa
shark.
Rica.
Is that bull
No,
shark?
they have some of the coolest. They have some of the coolest money in Costa Rica. I believe I forget who this guy was. Mario Fernandez. He's on here, and then on the back, like they always have something nature. I wish they have some really cool ones. I know that they
That's
have
super cool.
sloths on one. I believe they have some frogs
Let's see.
on
On
like
the
sea
back,
turtles. It's like really cool artwork.
on the back of the five, they have astronauts on there. It
Oh
looks
yeah,
like.
no, that was super. Yeah, that was cool.
So this is the five. So this is what I put on the table. I was like, dealer, give me one
One
chip.
five.
Give me one chip, right? But I didn't really understand what he was saying to me because he had a thick French accent. But what he was saying to me is that you can only bet on the inside. So the number is 1 to 36, right? I could only bet on the inside with my one chip. But instead, I put
Mhm.
it on black. And so the wheel lands on black, and then the dealer, he looks at the table, he's like, and then he obviously he immediately looks to me because I'm the only one there that's not an experienced degenerate gambler, right? And he's like, I said not to put it, or here's my accent. You idiots! I must, I am very French. I said to put it on the inside, inside. So he gives me this one. He's like, you know what? Just here you go. So he gives me another chip as well, and I'm like, very, very nice. And I turn to the Cantonese guys, and I'm like, look, I won.
One of them was laughing his
One of
ass
them
off.
was
He thought it
laughing
was the
so hard.
funniest thing. The
And
other
then the
dude
other
was
one, the other one
not
probably lost
amused.
$200 just off of that spin because these guys were stacking them up like the World Trade Center, like these towers, like all over. No, not like the old one. I'm talking about the new one, the new World Trade Center. Jay, you have an awful mind. But but no,
Oh,
these guys were stacking up like putting like 20 chips on like one number, like corners of numbers, right? Like all this random stuff. Like like it was such a methodical thing because people have this idea that there's like, oh, there's a winning strategy to roulette. There's not. Okay. It's as much as you want to believe there is, there's not. Like it gets if you play long enough, you eventually will lose unless you get lucky, but statistically you will lose. But but no, I doubled my $5. No, I forget what number I threw it on, but I threw them on different numbers just because I was like, you know what, I probably shouldn't leave the table with playing with the money incorrectly, so I just bet it again on random numbers and lost it. But no, the guys that were next to us, I thought it was so hilarious. Like the one guy was just, you know what, he was just there because I think that he understood that he had a gambling problem and was just like, oh, you know what, this, to be young again is like you have a long journey ahead of you, son. Dude, they should make a Karate Kid movie, but it's just instead it's me and that guy, and he teaches me how to be a
how to
degenerate
gamble.
gambler.
You never go for the penny slots. You go straight to roulette.
And the guy next to him has like the opposing dojo. But tell us about your favorite game from the casino.
What was it? The electronic roulette I liked a lot more because that's like for iPad babies like myself, where you don't need to talk to someone else
Yeah, and it's
and
just
you
like,
can just
and I can lose money faster too. Like I
yeah.
don't have to wait. I don't have to have French, uh, Cantonese guys yelling at me,
Mhm.
right? It's iPad kid, right? And you just
Yeah.
slip the money in and then you watch the thing roll around.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
actually
love the buffalo.
remember okay, we'll talk about the Buffalo, but remember at the beginning when we played like the digital roulette and I actually
Yeah.
I doubled I made like 40 bucks, right? Because I bet it on black and then I bet it on black again and it doubled and doubled, right?
Mhm.
So that was like, and that was like at the very beginning. So I'm like, oh, let's go. But hold on. Sorry, before it gets to Buffalo, I know I'm like all over the place, but here's the 10. I had the 10. I
The
don't know who this
10.
lady is on the back. Uh,
Definitely not Margaret Thatcher, she's too pretty.
yeah, she's British. On the back, I'm
The
not
lady
sure
on
who
the
this
no, the
is.
lady on the bill, not Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
I think that's a famous
Says
what is that? I've seen that.
Viola Desmond's.
Oh, yeah. Classic
And
Yola Desmond W.
the
I forget the
last,
building on the back, I've seen it before. I'm blanking on what it
is it
is, though.
is it that thing at Montreal, like that island in the river where they had the Olympics? Is that what it is, you think?
I think that may well, the Biodome from for those who don't
You
know
know
the
what am I doing?
Mont
It probably says it on the back. Oh, it's the Canadian
Montreal.
Museum for Human Rights.
Oh, that's cool. No, yeah, I've seen that. But for those who don't know the Biodome, like Montreal did this really cool thing where when they hosted the Olympics, they actually used the buildings after the Olympics. Like
Yeah.
they turned it into the Biodome, they turned it into it's such a cool I had never seen the exhibit. I need to see it. They have like inside they have like
Well, I
botanical
just
gardens,
remember
they have
seeing it when we
penguins.
drove to the casino.
Oh yeah. And it's really cool because it's like most countries they just build all this stuff and they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, we're done with it. Let's just let it go into disrepair. But then Montreal actually integrated it and made it a really cool thing that the public can enjoy.
Yeah.
So good on Montreal.
Another win for Canada there. And
Hmm.
then the final one, I have a 20.
Oh,
This is,
nice.
oh, hello. It's me, the
I'm the
Queen.
Queen of England.
Oh, that bastard Jimmy Carter. He outlived me.
Oh, she's in the movie Paddington. She's in the movie Paddington.
The new one
No, I think the
or the
second one.
original
I
one?
know she's
I
been
was
in
about to say, did they
maybe
CGI the dead queen into the...
that would be insane. That'd be unhinged.
Yeah, they should have
Absolute.
a Paddington movie, like he becomes an adult, starts like he gets addicted to cigarettes. Like, oh,
Here comes an
this one tastes just like marmalade.
Paddington, but it's he's actually a British youngster.
Oh, mate. Oh, put some burgers on the grill, mate. Oh yeah.
Wait, anyone got a ciggy? I'm not gonna
Uh,
say what British people actually say. I still don't get how British people say that. Crazy.
I don't know. Oh yeah, that.
No,
This
I'm never saying
is
that.
in the back. But yeah, I think this
That's
is
cool.
total maybe, so this is 35 Canadian. I think that's like 20 bucks US, 20 something. To me, it's totally worth the souvenir. I mean,
No, yeah, it's
it's not
really
cheap,
cool.
and it's like, what am I gonna do with it? Just let it sit around. But it is cool to look at. Feels really great. If you guys ever get a chance to go to Canada, I would definitely take it. Like, it's very similar to the US, but also pretty different. Well, especially if you go to Quebec. Like, Quebec was, it was pretty different. But like, I
Yeah,
mean,
Quebec's really unique.
actually, have I? I don't think I've been to other parts of Canada besides the time I went with you.
I've been on the West Coast side, like near Seattle. I've been on some of that.
Oh, you went to Vancouver?
Is Vancouver in Canada?
Yeah.
American geography major here. Yeah, I think I believe I when I was really young, I believe I went to Vancouver. I don't remember too much of it. I just remember we got off, like we saw around. It was really nice. I remember it was clean, very pretty. Shoot, no,
That's
I'm remembering more of it
that's
now coming
Canada,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, no, beautiful city, really good ice cream. That yeah, no, I'm starting. It's not coming back. Like no, it was a really cool place. Yeah, it was Vancouver. They had this really cool. They had like this statue of this person who was like covered in gold standing on this building.
Wow.
Or it's probably some government building, but it was. Little me was like, damn, that's sick, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Canada's got pretty much just got three cities. It's Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. Like
What about
everyone
Ottawa?
lives within an hour, 2 hour drive of uh of the US border. So,
Yeah,
but I
I
mean,
really want to.
go ahead.
I really want to go to some of the rural parts. Like they have this one place called Polar Bear National Park, where there's a
Yes,
bunch
I
of
have
polar
heard of
bears that you
that.
can see. But like I was thinking like I was like, oh, could I drive up there? But no, you need to take like these places are so remote. You need to take
Hmm.
a plane to get there. It's
Yeah,
like
it's like a
there are
one
no
person
roads up
plane.
there.
Yeah.
It's not highway like American highway nice. Like you can't drive up there. Yeah, you need a charter plane, charter. I think even for some places you need both. But it's like I really want to visit the like tippity tops of Canada.
I
Like
mean,
those places are really
Canada,
cool.
what's super cool about it is just, it's huge and they obviously don't have the same population as us, so like people don't live in as many places. So it's like the moment you go north of, we'll just say like Winnipeg or some city like that, Winnipeg or Toronto, like you're legit, you're in the thick of it, man. Everybody knows, right? And
It gets cold.
it gets
You know
cold,
me
it
when it's cold.
snows. Uh, and so, right, once you get up there though, it's literally outdoor boys, right? Like everything is Alaska pretty much up there, but it's beautiful. Like everything's so well preserved. I mean,
No, yeah, it's
super cool.
beautiful.
I mean, there's it's totally a result of obviously them having a smaller population and then just, you know, definitely more of an emphasis on environment. But no, I mean it's super cool. They have the most protected land in the world out of any country. Um, Pretty interesting. But yeah, I
No,
mean,
sick.
it's it's
Anyways, back to Buffalo. So there are these slot machines
yes, the
called.
slot
It's
machines.
like
Back
Wild
to
West,
Montreal.
whatever. Back to Montreal. So when you pull it, like after a certain while, like you can trigger a horde stampede, and they say this. It's like ecstasy for the ears. They go Buffalo, and oh my, it's amazing. And like
Worth
all these buffalo are like running along.
worth every penny.
Awesome, worth every penny.
Remember when we cashed out like our 3 cents?
Yeah, no, I think together, I think we lost 60 US dollars from what I
Probably.
remember.
Because what
I think it was
you, I
around
think I
60.
lost 40 US and you lost like 20
I, no, I think I lost 30.
again. And
Yeah,
maybe we
so
lost
like,
like 70 US. But yeah, I think I lost
uh,
like 40 US because I wanted to see what a $50 bill looked like. So I was like, oh, give me a $50 bill and I'll gamble with it. But put that on screen here. I think it's red, but yeah. No, Canadian money is cool. I like the different colors.
no, yeah, it's nice.
I think we need to update our money. Our money's just got, I don't know, it's just kind of like grimy. Like the
Nah,
thing I
yeah.
like
Well, it's
about
cloth.
Canadian money is just like it's very, very clean and durable.
Yeah.
Um, have you seen that Australia money apparently is fireproof? I'm serious.
No, but I mean, that makes
It
sense.
makes sense, right?
I
But
mean, the US
it's
should have that too. Well,
or
the US has a
California.
thing for people who don't know. I believe it's like if your money's burnt or whatever, you can send it to the I forget who you can send it to, but you can send it back and you can get it back. Because I visited one of the US mints, I believe it was in Texas, and they were talking about how, like, if this one person had, like, a bunch of money, there's a house fire, or, like, got set ablaze, they sent it in, they were able to, like, verify that it was all real, and then they were
Mhm.
able to send them the actual amount.
Oh,
So, I
so
mean,
like if you have a pile of cash and your house burns down, then your cash is like FDIC insured.
I think if you have if you have, like, some of it, like, scraps left over and you send it in, they'll take a look, and they'll be
Here's
able to give you back some of it.
here's my crispy dollar bill, US government. Can I have 50 grand? Like, no, but I get what you mean. That's good. I'm glad that that's an option.
No, that's a life hack that people don't know about, that if your money gets destroyed, you can sometimes get it back.
What, so like rip an $100 bill in half and say, oh, my $100 bill got ripped in half. Can I have a new one? And then go to a different bank. And I think
I
that
think no,
there's a way to
you
get
need to
around
give it
that.
to them. No, you have no, I don't think there is, like, people would have abused it by now. I know you do need to send in for them to verify,
Yeah, they probably
and, like,
check the serial
once you
number.
yeah, once they get it, they're disposing of it properly.
But yeah. Let's see. What should we talk about our last segment here for the last maybe 5, 10 minutes? Make
Last
sure we
hmm,
don't go over time here.
it's a good question. Hmm,
What's the next step, Jay? What's your spring
the
break
next
plan?
spring oh, I'm glad you asked. So my uncle, he's going up to I keep forgetting what it's called. There's, like, a lake up north in California that everyone skis at.
Tahoe.
I love Yeah, Tahoe. Yeah, I'm going skiing with him in Tahoe,
Damn.
and then so I fly in there from Burlington. It's gonna suck because 'cause I'll probably I think it'll be 3 different flights, like, from Burlington probably to JFK, someplace on the West Coast, and from the West Coast, someplace to Tahoe.
That's super
And
cool
then
though.
no, it'll be fun, and then from that so we're skiing for 3 days, then my dad's driving up from San Diego, so we're driving down the coast, or not the coast, we're actually I've done the coast before, but now we're going inland, so we're going through the Mojave. So I'm gonna take some
Oh,
photos of me
yes.
with my ski gear in
I
the Mojave.
I love the Mojave.
I've never been, I so badly wanna go, it looks really or, the Mojave, what is it, Death Valley, we're visiting those places with ski gear, so it'll be lit. And then, we're gonna try to find some sand dunes and do some sand dune skiing, where you basically just have your skis and you go down sand hills, and it's
That's
awesome.
super cool. Isn't that a
Yeah.
challenge? Like, haven't you heard of that? Where it's like, what is it?
I've done it.
Um,
Yeah.
no, no, but isn't the challenge? It's from San Diego, you go surfing, then you go
Yeah.
to the desert, and then you go skiing, like all in one day.
Well, so it's yeah, so I've done that.
But you
So
know what I'm
in the
talking
morning
about?
yeah, so in the morning, I surfed off of Coronado Beach. It was bad waves, but, like, I caught one. Then from that, I drove all the way up to Big Bear. I drove all the way up to Big Bear, and then our car broke, so we didn't end up going skiing, but we drove all the way up there. We then drove to the desert and we camped out.
That's
So, I
cool.
mean, we basically were there, we just didn't get to ski because our car broke down, and then we tried to do it again, we tried to do it another time where we went to the beach, ski with my uncle. We went upwards, there was so much snow, it was crazy. There was snow in Joshua Tree, like, some of the,
What?
Joshua trees were covered in
Really?
snow. Yeah, it was like so we tried to go up this one road and they closed it off, so we tried to take this back road. Oh, I forgot, that's a crazy story. We tried to take the back road up to Big Bear, and it was at least, like, 15 cars back to back when we got up there that were stuck trying to also get up to Big Bear. And then there was this guy who had, like, a modified car, not street legal, like ATV type thing, and he's like, "Yeah," he was, like, trying to go up there, even his car, he's like, "No, yeah, I tried to go up there, it's all mud and snow, it's too dangerous." We spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours backing up one by one, since these are all my dad's from the East Coast, he knows how to drive in snow, none of these guys
Yeah.
know what they're doing, so he's, like, helping everybody back up one by one, and this is all taking place in the desert covered by snow, it
Wow.
was surreal. But and then we ended up going back into the desert and camping, so 3rd time's a charm, hopefully.
Yeah. For those that don't know, well, pretty much if you're not from San Diego, you don't know. But what we're talking about is this challenge where you start in San Diego, you go surf, right? You have to catch a wave, and then you drive up to the mountains, usually like Big Bear, which is it's far away, but it's doable within all of
Yeah,
this within daylight, right? And then you go to a slope and you go either skiing or snowboarding, right? And then you end off the day going to the desert, camping out there, right? I think is there another element with the desert part? Do they want you to do
I
something
don't
there?
think so. I think someone's gotta add something to the desert part,
There's another
maybe.
peaks challenge, right? Like three peaks challenge. Isn't that something like hiking? What's the three peaks like? San Jacinto. I feel
I
like
haven't heard of that one. I know there's
I think
3 peaks.
that one's a hiking one. But
I know there's, like, 3 peaks in Hawaii, which that's supposed to be a dangerous hike, but from what I heard is that it's not difficult, it's just that you have tourists going actually, from what I've heard, like, tourists just go up there unprepared, and then it ends with these horrible situations, but it's like,
yeah,
if you're prepared like a Boy Scout, you'll be fine, but at the same time, don't quote me on that, I've done some hikes in Hawaii, one really cool one was you start out, like, at this golf course place, and then you hike underneath a highway, and then you end up on one of the mountains. Like, you go up the
that's
side of the mountain and you end
that's
up it
sick.
was really cool.
That's
You actually
super
hike
cool.
it's the abandoned highway hike. There's, like,
Oh,
an old highway that they
I've
got rid
seen
of.
that.
It's
Yes.
so cool, the art is insane, like,
Like the
there's some
abandoned
really cool
above
artists.
ground, like above the trees,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, above the trees highway, you're, like, right above the highways, like, probably, like, 20 or 30 feet above the highway that's actually running, and you're just
Uh-huh.
walking along it, and some parts are so overgrown that it just looks like it's
Wow.
forest floor, but then you'll come across and it's just concrete.
That's
It's
super
such a
cool.
cool hike, I recommend that to anyone. And then, yeah, you
Keep
end
that
up
in
at the top of
mind.
the mountain where I believe it was I forget who, but one of the kings of Hawaii, it was actually one of the I believe it was one of the final battles where he unified the islands. So I remember
Really?
that was like because they pushed one of the I remember, like, standing there, and they pushed one of the enemies just off the cliff, and I'm like, "That's gnarly."
Like like Sparta, yeah.
Yeah, and there's some other cool history. I remember, sadly, 2 I believe it was no, not 2, 1 around there during World War II, for, like, a surveying exercise, it was, like, really serious conditions, and, one of the flights, I believe 3 people crashed, and all 3 people died in one of the
Oh my God.
mountaintops. Like, I
Wow.
that's one thing, if you walk around the different cliffs, there are accidents from World War II where they were trying to survey, make sure everything was fine, and oftentimes it's like that mistakes can happen and people's lives are lost. And then also recently, I believe, it was recent, like, because last time I went, it wasn't there. They finally, I believe it was Cambridge or Oxford, they had the remains of some native Hawaiian women who they had them there and they finally returned them and they were finally buried like in proper ceremony that's
That's good.
located right by the top and like I'm really happy like that happened that was recent because I remember last time I was there it wasn't there I came back and they have like a little
Like
thing
a
saying
plaque.
hey this is what
Yeah.
yeah they have a plaque explaining what it is please be respectful and I think that's just really cool that the university actually did that.
That's sick, man. That's super cool.
Hmm.
Definitely a bucket list item for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I highly recommend that hike. Phenomenal.
But yeah, I mean, for me, spring break, I'm actually going back to San Diego, even though I
Nice.
technically don't live there anymore. I'm going back to visit. It'll be good. Um,
No, that'll be nice.
Sadly, I'm also there for a funeral, but you know,
Oh, that's too bad.
it was my great aunt. She was really, really close to us. She was a badass. I'll just say that. She lived a
I'm sorry
very
to hear that.
oh, you know what? She lived a very, very good long life. She's 97. Um, Still, still could have kept going, but when you get to
Yeah.
that age, it's like your body just, starts shutting down, and it's like you ask why, and it's just like, well, your heart can only keep pumping for so long, right?
Mhm.
Eventually it'll fatigue out, but she was a beast. Like I'll just tell you this, she was hilarious, but she was at 97 at like what 105 pounds, 5 foot every night, 2 martinis. That to us, that's like getting slammed by a garbage truck, like going
That's
90 miles and
crazy.
like
Oh my god, 2
and
martinis a night.
she was just like another like and she still had her driver's license.
That's insane.
So for those of you listening that are 20 without a license, unless you live in New York, what are you, what are you doing? My 97-year-old alcoholic great aunt, get your butt out of there. Shake off that lumbago and get to the DMV. But yeah, I'm looking forward to drive. Yeah, I'm looking forward to driving in California again.
Oh
That's something I
gosh.
definitely missed. Oh boy.
No, I'm trying to yeah, I think I'm gonna take a when I visit you in New York, I'm gonna have to take a plane because I can't imagine driving down there
Oh yeah,
and
don't drive.
finding parking, it's not gonna be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even like park anywhere around here. Like, but
Crazy.
but yeah, when you come to visit eventually, and just let me know when or how and
I'll let you know.
where. But yeah, I mean, you can stay with me here for a couple days. We'll hit up the city. We could do an IRL podcast
Let's
episode.
go. That would be awesome. Times Square podcast
Times.
episode?
Yeah,
Question mark.
that
We
should be our intro.
we
But
we get Elmo to like talk with us. Like we are here
yeah,
with
for 50
Elmo from
bucks.
Times
For
Square.
50 bucks, bro. And the transformer in the background is gonna be like, "Oh, you got me in the shot. Where's my 20?" Right? And then, oh my God, I think I sent you the one picture, but they got like the super Sonic, and it just looks
Yeah.
like Sonichu, like from the
Oh my
Christian
god.
lore, and it's
You're
so
not bringing
cursed.
up Chris.
It's so
Yeah.
cursed.
Oh
It's like I see
god.
the picture and I'm just like, ah. Like I immediately start thinking fats on. Like,
No.
by the way,
No.
just don't look any of that up.
Do not explain that. No.
I'm not explaining that,
Oh,
but But yeah, I think I don't know, Jay. I think this was a very productive episode.
Was.
Uh,
What should the title of the podcast be? Should it be
it'll,
Lumbago in Montreal?
it'll yeah, it'll be gambling, comma Canada, comma Lumbago.
That's perfect.
You like that?
Yeah, no, that's
Uh,
perfect. That's tight,
thank
tight, tight,
thank you
tight.
for watching. In case the title's something else, then we screwed up. But
Yeah, womp womp.
thanks for watching, Jay. What's our three questions for the
Wait,
next for
I
next
know
time?
you asked them to me. Now, what are our three
Oh,
questions? You need
oh,
to
now it's
come
my
up with
turn.
them. Yeah, it's your turn.
Um, when will Skibidi Toilet become irrelevant? Um, how how does Tuvalu feel about the state of the current global economic crisis? And will Taylor Swift's finally get proposed to? Not.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Find out next time on
On the
the
Eagles
Eagles
nest.
Nest.